Welcome to The Truth Is with Jael. It is April the 12th, 2021, and today I want to talk to you about women in ministry. This is such a controversial topic. People get up in arms. And I never understood that it was a problem until I came to the South because I grew up in the Midwest. The church that I went to had lots of women ministers, preachers, pastors, deaconesses, elders, reverends, bishops. That's what I was used to. So when I moved down here, and people were like, women only teach Bible study and they cook and they bake cookies and, they help in children's church. I was like, what? But since then, I have researched the scriptures, searched my heart, prayed about it, watched many debates. And so I'm just going to point some things out to you just for you to ponder and just for you to think about, because I myself am a chaplain and a minister. So Euodia and Syntyche, I'm probably not saying their names right, in Philippians 4, 2 and 3, were evangelists. They were involved in outreach and they worked alongside, was it John or Paul? I believe Paul. Yes, they worked alongside Paul to fight for the faith. Okay. Junia in Romans 16:7, because of her work, the gospel spread into many, many, many parts of the world. In fact, many other apostles were amazed and had good things to say about her ministry. Then we can go on to Phoebe in Romans 16, 1 and 2. She went to Rome. Paul actually sent her there with letters to the Romans to provide ministry support. Let's not forget Nympha, who was sent to her home in Lycus in Colossians 4:15 to be a house church leader and patroness. So women were used in the Bible. It's very interesting that the first person that the Lord appeared to when he resurrected was a woman. The first person who really got his ministry going was the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman at the well. And so there is a case for women in ministry. Now, the big debate seems to be whether women should preach on a stage, on a platform, to a mixed audience, to men. That seems to be where the biggest debate is. And you know what, y'all? I've been to many churches, like I said, including the ones that I grew up in, because it was a collaboration of churches all over the United States. And there are some very well-known Bible teaching, Bible preaching mega churches who frequently have women speaking to a mixed audience, not just women. They have Christine Caine, they have Priscilla Shirer, they have Jackie Hill Perry, they have Charlotte Gamble, they have Lisa Harper. And yes, those women do speak predominantly at women's conferences, but they also speak on Sunday mornings. What usually happens is they have a women's something on Friday night, Saturday night, and then they're asked to stay over and speak to the whole congregation. Here's my thing, y'all. And God correct me if I'm wrong. Holy Spirit correct me if I'm wrong. Seriously. Is that going to make or break your salvation and your entrance into heaven if you sit there as a man in a mixed audience and listen to a female minister? There's no way you can convince me that that's going to happen. That's one of those things that we're just going to have to disagree on and see what happens when we get to heaven and what the Lord has to say about that, if he says anything at all. You cannot rule out half the population when you're trying to reach the whole world with the gospel. And then, there's the argument for some are apostles. Some of them are prophets. Some of us are evangelists, some of us are teachers, some of us, we do have that pastoral calling or worship or intercessory prayer, whatever it is. And so if God has gifted and anointed women in these areas, who are we to say that they can't do what God has called them to do? So I just wanted to get on here for a few minutes just to let you marinate on that. You don't have to agree with me. You're welcome to pull out whatever scriptures you want to pull out. But I know some really good female ministers, and it would be a shame if the message that the Holy Spirit gave to them as a vessel was not shared with anybody who needed to hear it, whether they were male or female. And on that note, I'm going to sign off. And remember, as always, God's truth matters. Bye, y'all.